Hey guys, this is Charles with Charlotte Area Historical Gamers, and today we're going to take a look at the American Civil War, which is a hold the line system game by Worthington Games. It is a great game. I really liked it. I hadn't even heard this one kind of came out, and I saw it on a group I was in and got a copy of it, and I was really excited to play it. I really like Hold the Line, and this game fits really well into the series, and the box art is pretty cool. I like it. I wouldn't mind knowing who did that, but anyways, so as in the hold the line system, you've got a board with a geomorphic map. So you basically will lay the terrain tiles on the map to create different battles through history. So you've got rivers, trees, the double-sided bridges, and things like that. And you'll basically just lay these out on the map according to the scenario design. Yeah, and pretty easy layout. And here we've got the scenario book, which basically tells you where to put the blocks, where to put the units, or in the terrain. So you'll put the terrain down first, and after you're done with that, you'll put down the units. Typically, I think it's 4 blocks per hex for infantry. And let's take a look at some of the scenarios. So we've got First Bull Run, Shiloh, Cross Keys, Port Republic, Antietam, Chancellorsville, Champion Hill, Gettysburg Round Top, Chickamauga, Missionary Ridge, Wilderness, Assault on Petersburg, and Kennesaw Mountains. So it's not like Commands and Colors where the field is broken down into 3 different areas and you have cards. Everything you do is played on the number of action points that you want to do, and for the most part you will either move or fire, and that's your choices for a unit using your action points. So each scenario will come with a starting number of action points. So this guy can do 5 actions. This guy can do 4. The Confederate can do 4 with 2 leaders. And you roll a die at the beginning to add to your action points each turn. So that's going to kind of add some variability, and you'll basically move a unit. And then the other guy, you'll move up to, if you're the Union player, you have 5 action points. So you can move up to 5 units forward, or you might be able to fire your artillery. But the firing mechanic is just like Hold the Line. The closer you get, the better the shot you get. But as you're moving, you can't fire, so you've always got that round of taking a shot while you're in combat. So getting into terrain is key. One of my favorite scenarios for Hold the Line, the American Revolutionary War, is Kings Mountain, because it does a great job of explaining how to use terrain in this game to your benefit. Because as you move into terrain, you still get the benefit of the terrain to protect you. Great scenario. Assault on Petersburg looks kind of interesting. But anyways, going on. So the rule book is very short. You'll notice that they have probably 8 pages of rules here. And it's very similar to Hold the Line. So if you can play Hold the Line, you can play this one. One thing they did in this one was add a flag onto the 4th block, so you can count which one is actually being used as a victory point. So if you got 4 blocks down and one is the flag unit is going to be the last one to kill. Let's see. Explanation of terrains, and for the most part, it's basically a -1 on most churches and buildings in town, so you +1, +1. Hill, -1 on the attacker. You've got leaders in the game, and you've got simple rules and advanced rules, just like Hold the Line system. Again, the morale comes into play in the advanced rules, and that makes it a lot more fun, a little more detailed, and a little more stressful, because your units are going to be breaking apart more and moving. When they're attacked and they fail a morale and they run away from the group or the line that you have, you've got to get them oriented back into the battle. Here's some of the stickers that you'll be placing on the blocks. Here's just some of the leftover ones that I had. And here's what the blocks look like. Very nice quality. Very thick block. And they don't have counters on them. So it's not like Columbia games where you have a counter that rotates. Each block is a part of a unit. So you've got a 4-man block here. That is a unit right there. We got some turn track pieces, some dice here to do the dice. I think the most dice you ever need is 4. And the morale dice. So it's an interesting mechanic how this, you roll the dice to see what color is rolled and compare it against the unit type to determine if that unit fails morale. So you'll see there's a higher chance with green, there's 2 blacks, and a gold. Very cool. Explanation of the game with the turn track, the movement ratings of units. So leaders can move 3, infantry can move 1, cavalry can move 3, artillery can move 1. Everybody gets 3 dice to roll. Your hex range for infantry is 2, and you have the close combat where you can spend an additional AP to go into close combat with somebody. So if you've got those 5 action points and you really want to knock somebody out, you can spend an extra AP to get a stronger hit. So typically you'll hit on a 5 or a 6 when you're next to somebody, but with the close combat rule, just like hold the line, you'll get hit on 4 to 6. If you're 2 hexes away, you can't do close combat, but you can also just roll a die and you'll hit on 6s. So you'll roll 3 dice, and any 6s would hit 2 dice away, or 2 hexes away. If you're 1 hex away, a hit on a 5 or 6 normally, or if you spend an extra action point, you get 4 to 6. So you kind of get the drift there and how that works. If somebody's in terrain, you're going to be increasing that number. So you won't be able to hit somebody 2 hexes away, but here a 5 and 6 would turn into a 6, or 4, 5, and 6 would turn into a 5 and a 6 for close combat. So there's the explanation of that. You get 2 copies of the guide, which is really good. It's nice to have an extra copy for the other player. And it also comes with this Civil War pictorial field book, which is pretty cool. Very unusual. So I really like this game. I've only played the simple rules. It played really fast. It only plays 2-player. There might be a way to, in some battle, to break it out to a 3-player game and stuff, but I'd probably stick with a 2-player game with this. Game takes about 45 minutes, and I would highly suggest buying this game. Take care.